Hi guys, so I went live and my orientation was locked, so I guess we're gonna have to have the narrow view right now. That's what happens when you do live stuff. My name is Kara Lockwood. We're gonna switch this now since now we've got a different view. My name's Kara Lockwood. I am an artist. I am a Pilates instructor and I'm a creative life coach. And I'm starting a new thing here. Normally my YouTube channel was all set up for art and creative things, and I'm just changing it up a little bit. I have done a little flip and a pivot, and my focus is balanced living. My art is still the priority in my life as far as career and interests and all of that goes, but I've just recently become very focused on balanced living. So disclaimer, I do things live. I don't like to edit and make things perfect. I am a normal person. I am not a person who works out 3 hours a day, bringing you bogus workout videos like do this for a half hour a day and you'll be amazing. I'm not that person. I'm a normal everyday person and I'm super interested in balance in life. Today we're talking about pelvic health, right? Oops, I peed. If I'm a 56-year-old woman, and so once you reach this age, you realize, whoo, things are not the same as they used to be, right? They're just not the same as they used to be, and you start having those urges and what have you, and maybe you jump up and down and you pee your pants, or maybe you just held it too long and you can't hold it any longer, or you just start figuring out that something's different down there, okay? It happens to all of us. So I'm going to talk about the pelvic floor. And then I'm going to show you a few activities that, let's say you are reactive, like I'm reactive. I started noticing that things aren't the same, so I need to fix it, right? And so then I started doing things to go back and fix how I was feeling. But maybe you're proactive, maybe you're younger than me and most of the people that are around me. And so maybe you're going to be proactive. I would suggest that. We all have heard Kegels, right? You got to do Kegels to, help your health down there, right? Help your tightness and your strength down there. But I think at some point in time, y'all just stopped doing them, right? I did. I know I did. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Pelvic floor is a group of muscles that run sideways and forward. They support your uterus. They support your rectum. They support everything down here, right? All of these organs that are sitting down in this area, your pelvic floor supports that. What happens is when you age, or maybe you've had a bunch of babies, or maybe you've gained a lot of weight, maybe you sit down a lot for work, maybe you smoke, all of that, what happens is that pelvic floor begins to weaken, right? And so all of those organs push on that pelvic floor. It begins to sag, right? And so all of those organs push on that pelvic floor, and that's what creates incontinence, both with urine and the other, right? So you can become incontinent with a weak pelvic floor, meaning you're gonna pee or poop your pants. Who wants to do that, right? And if you're my age, probably most of you have once or twice, right? But we can do things to fix it. It also creates pain, sexual pain, and sexual dysfunction, right? So we can do some create things to fix it. And like I said before, I suggest if you're younger and you're coming on here, being proactive and start doing these things right now and do them forever, right? Or if you're older, you can make it better, right? I'm not saying it'll be perfect in 2 weeks, but do some things and it can make it better, okay? So again, I'm going to reiterate, I am a Pilates instructor. I am not that person on YouTube or whatever who works out 3 hours a day and does a half hour with you guys, edited beautiful videos. I do all my videos live so people can talk to me and so I can talk to people, okay? I'm going to show you a few exercises. So I have a very short room, so I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna look like a giant in my room, okay? So we're talking about the strength down here. Your pelvic floor is affected by your glute muscles, the muscles right here in between your legs, your lower abdominals. All of this right here is what we want to strengthen. So there's lots of things that we can do to do that, okay? So the first thing is squats, and you want to do two different kinds of squats. You want to do parallel squats, okay, and then you want to do externally rotated squats. So it's always extra helpful to have a ball. For one, that keeps your body in alignment, right? But it's also going to increase the work of the muscles here, okay? So when you're doing a squat, you always want to be able to lift your toes off the ground, okay? And your chest stays high. And I'm going to show you the side view in a second. But chest stays high and you're pushing your butt back, just like you're pushing up out of a chair, right? Like a dining room table chair, okay? You're coming down, chest stays high, you're pushing your butt back, okay? I am holding gentle pressure on this ball right now, okay? And so what's happening is I'm squeezing these muscles to push myself up. I'm using all of these muscles, the glutes, which have a lot to do with your pelvic floor. I'm pushing through the glutes and I'm squeezing up here as I push all the way up, okay? So that's the front view of your squat. And then this is the side view, okay? So here you can see my feet are aligned. My chest is gonna stay high. I'm gonna push my butt behind me and push up through my glutes here. Okay, so that's one squat. Now, the next squat, if you have a really weak pelvic floor, this might not be the one for you to do right now because it leaves you vulnerable here, okay? Because you're opening up. You know what you're opening up when you do this. Legs are externally rotated. Odd, right? And please leave some comments. If you have any questions, I will definitely answer those questions. So legs are externally rotated, and here you're going to press out, and this is where you're vulnerable right here. So if you have a really weak pelvic floor, this is not the squat you're gonna start with. You're gonna work your way up to this. And we're pressing here because this is opening up all those muscles, and then I'm gonna squeeze together. And I'm squeezing everything I got down here. I'm pulling my navel in and pushing up, okay? So I would suggest doing, 20 to 30 of each of these squats every day, okay? So squats are one thing that helps. Another thing is bridging, okay? And so bridging, I'll come onto my mat over here. So bridging is going to engage your abdominal muscles. It's going to engage your glutes and hamstrings. And like I said, those are all attached to your pelvic health. I like to put a ball in here to do two things, to align my legs, but also give myself an extra thing I can squeeze and work. So when you bridge, hands go down by your side, press your pinkies into your mat or into the floor, and your heels are pressing into the ground, and you're just gonna press up. Keep your bra strap on the ground and lower down. Press up and lower down, okay? And then, so I would say do about, 10 to 15 of those. And then try pressing up and squeezing that ball, just giving that ball a squeeze. Your inner thighs, which is really right at the top right here, are gonna get a nice workout, and it's gonna help tighten that entire area. Nice squeeze. Your glutes are engaged right here. You're pulling your glutes up towards the ceiling and then lowering down. So here I'm pulsing, pulsing, pulsing against the ball, okay? So there's another great activity you can do. The next one I'm going to show you is legs up the wall. So legs up the wall is something that you can do. It is an inversion, so if you have high blood pressure, you don't want to do this, but if you don't, this is a great activity to do. So you find a wall, and you just sit against the wall like this, like so. Okay, so I'm just sitting right against the wall. Take the ball away. And then I'm going to lean back and push myself around. Okay, my legs go right up the wall. They're nice and flat against the wall. My hands are down on the ground. And I'm just going to allow my legs to come out wide. And I'm going to allow all of this to stretch. Okay, my inner thighs are going to stretch. Okay, slowly without momentum, right? Because momentum is where I can stretch a muscle or hurt a muscle. I'm going to just bring my legs to straight. So here I'm going to open up, and again, this is leaving that area vulnerable, but the pressure of gravity is not on that area. So we're vulnerable, and vulnerable I mean by open, right? But gravity is not pulling those organs down. So this is a great way to strengthen those muscles without those organs creating pressure on your pelvic floor, right? Making you want to pee your pants. So from here, we can also do things like this. And just squeeze your legs together. Okay? So that's legs up the wall. Spend a few minutes doing this. So you could probably spend less than 5 minutes a day working on this. So if it's something you noticed, or even if not, remember, being proactive is the best thing that you can do for yourself. All right, so last one, okay? So I'm going to go into quadruped. I'm going to make sure my hands are right underneath my shoulders. I should be on my mat, but I want to be a little closer to you. And I'm going to put this ball behind my legs here, okay? And I'm just going to lift and lower, lift and lower. This is a really nice exercise. It works your glutes, and it also works these areas down here. My spine is straight. I'm making sure that I don't have an arch in my back. And I'm just looking at the floor in front of me. So you just want to do several of those on each side. And there you have it. And that's that. All right. So I think that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 exercises that you can do that are going to help you improve your pelvic health. If you have any questions, or you want to ask me more about that, just go ahead and leave a comment in the comments, and I'd be happy to talk with you. And like I said, this is Balanced Living with Kara Lockwood. I'm going to be coming on every single week to give little health, lifestyle, mindset tips, all sorts of things. It's not all about Pilates. It's just all about living a nice, well-rounded, healthy life. Okay? Thanks for coming on. Good to see you all, and I'll be back soon. Bye.